Then there are 2-3 aspects related to Hanuman Ji in his story. First, there is a story that there was a curse by a rishi which made him forget all the powers, divine powers that he had. So doesn't it show his egocentric behavior somewhere? Number one. Number two, if he was all capable, why did he need Sugriva's help? And thirdly, today, when we remember, recollect, try to recall, try to bow before Hanuman Ji, we recite Hanuman Chalisa. Is that in praise of Hanumana? How do you see all these three things?
Let me take one by one. First one I would take about when Hanuman Ji was cursed by all those rishis and munis. We do have to just little bit understand the context of it, and then we would be much more able to understand the curse itself and what the story wanted to highlight. Hanuman Ji was a mere child. He was given all the power because he had sought wisdom. He has sought the light. And he is a small child. And what he does, he goes to the ashram of various munis and rishis. And a small child, what he or she would do, he plays around, puts the asana from one place to another place. Because he has a power to change his form while they are doing some kind of havan or yajna. He goes and becomes something else. He changes the wood stick to the mud. He's playing around.
Doing pranks.
Doing pranks. Let's call it pranks. See how humane he was. How humane he was. Exactly doing what a child would do at that age without being serious. Right now, if you give even a 10 or 12 years old child that sort of power, it goes out of the head. See, nothing has gone out of the head of Hanuman Ji. He is still praying. Those small pranks, as you called it. Rishis were incapable of absorbing Hanuman Ji. I want to make this country understand that a story is not about having an ego of Hanuman Ji. Because they didn't want to get disturbed. They were still retaining. They were still in the phase of tapa or jnana, where they were still getting disturbed. They were getting disturbed because they were holding on tapa or yajna. They were still in the light of becoming rishi or maharshi, sant or mahatma, acharya. They were acharyas. Hence they found nothing else. They said, oh, we have to do something of him. And they gave a shrapa to Hanuman Ji, that he would forget all his power unless somebody reminds him. For me, it's not about Hanuman Ji's ego. For me, it's about people like me who still behave the same. Just go around in the temple. And generally when I go, a child who's playing around with the flower, who's playing around the flower of Hanuman Ji or Sita Ji or Chandan or something, Pandit comes forward and it screams like a hell, like a Rakshasa has entered. Actually, we have forgotten that touch. And Hanuman Ji relates exactly the stage that we are in. I find it extremely harmful when we don't interact with that chanchalta. We don't interact the swabhava of that particular age. If we had got that capacity to interact with that particular age, I am telling you, there would have not been only one Hanumana. There have been millions of Hanumanas in this country. And still, if we are unable to make or generate or create or having a symbol of Hanumanajis in this country, the problem is not that divinity doesn't exist. The problem is us because we do not interact with the people of that particular age with their own medium. Are we playful? Are we having the sense to interact with the kids like they are, the way they are? Instead, we want to make them serious as we are. We want them to have the same meaning that we have. We do not want to have the meaning like Hanuman Ji had in that childhood. So it was not ego of Hanuman Ji. I'm so sorry, I feel it was ego of people like me, the Acharyas, the Santas, the Mahatmas, the Rishis, who defied, who didn't see that the person to whom even devas have flowered, all these brilliance, who are we to give a curse so he or she can forget about that? Hanuman Ji can forget about it. It's not the ego of Hanuman Ji, it's the ego of us that we can curse somebody. And I wish that disappears from this earth. The day this disappears from this earth, probably we would have something new emerging. And that will be an emergence of Guru. That would be an emergence of Guru. Because there can be Mahatmas, there can be Santas, there can be Acharyas. But unless we all transform ourselves in Gurus, the cursing will be constantly happening.
And then if he was capable, why did he need Sugriva's help?
Interesting that he didn't need anybody's help because he was all capable. But he was so humble that see, what happens that when a time is bad, if you want to test somebody, a group of people, friends, relatives, anybody, it's on the bad times. Sugriva was going through one of the weirdest and worst time of his life, where he is running all over the world and he is in that Rishumik Parvat, the hill. And who's around him? Few of the people who didn't leave Sugriva in the bad time. So Hanuman Ji didn't need any help of Sugriv, but Sugriv had to take the help of Hanuman Ji. But it was Hanuman Ji humility. It was his humility that while seeking help of Sugriva, he helped Sugriv, and that's the nature of divine. He requires our help, but that help is not ours. He is helping us through being helped. That's the spiritual context of it. Your third question was about
Hanuman Chalisa.
Hanuman Chalisa. If it's a praise of song,
What is so spiritual about it?
it's a deeply spiritual about it, and we don't have to go anywhere. Shri Guru Charan Saroj Raj. We don't have to go anywhere. These 4 words enough. It's not only a song of praise. It's not only a song of devotion. It's not only the kavita, the kavya, where Hanuman Ji is praised about. It's one of the most philosophical, spiritual kavya in 40 couplets that was written after Sankaracharya. After Sankaracharya Ji, if anything that completes in a poem the whole sense of spirituality, it was Hanuman Chalisa. Since we have not given Hanuman Chalisa, look, this country is very special. So first this country wanted, when Tulsi Das Ji wrote this poem, he wanted everybody to recite it. Because if people have recited it, the poem will exist for millennia. So that work is complete. Now we all know Hanuman Chalisa. But now we have to understand the divinity, the philosophy, the spirituality, the message.
The deeper meaning.
The deeper meaning of it. If we understand that deeper meaning, whenever I had spoken on Hanuman Chalisa ever in this country, I think the whole 1.5 hour goes for Sri Guru Charan Saroj Raj. Because imagine, and I'm not going to speak in a full length, but see how beautiful was this whole poem where Hanuman Ji, the whole history of Hanuman Ji, the persona of Hanuman Ji, the character of Hanuman Ji, the gunas, where everything is said, it starts from Guru. Sri Guru Charan Saroj Raj. In Hindi it comes that even the dust of your foot, from the dust of your foot, oh my Lord, oh my Guru, from where, that's from where I start.